happen here in the first quarter. Suffocating at times.
Alex Caruso on the floor for Oklahoma City. Another one of the big pieces.
Welcome, guys, to the Bring the Thunder podcast. Today we have a very special guest. We got Jake Amy, also known as the man who hit the half-court shot. Jake, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Jake. Like I said, I hit the half-court shot at the Thunder game a few days ago. Nothing too special about me beside that. I mean, that was a pretty crazy experience, but you know, I'm on a podcast now, so pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. As for the members here, we got Joe, Landon, and Jack, and then Gabe as well, obviously myself. But yeah, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe like some of your background. You know, you talked about college in your interview, so just give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore at OU right now. I'm studying biology. I'm also a roughneck at OU. I'm a big Thunder fan, obviously a huge Thunder fan. I've been to probably 5 or 6 games in my life. That game that I hit the shot was the 5th game I've been to. But I grew up huge Thunder fan. I'm a Oklahoma native. I grew up in Edmond my whole life. So it meant the world to me to be able to do that. It was a really, really cool experience.
For sure, man. That's awesome. First question, kind of kicking it off. How did you find out that you were selected for this half-court shot?
Yeah, so it's weird. It's not what I thought it was. Me and my friend were walking in the concourse just before we got into the game, and he first of all surprised me with a lot better tickets than he was letting on. I always sit 300 level, try to get the cheapest tickets that we can, just to be able to go to the game. And he surprised me, knowing that I was a big Thunder fan, with like 100 level tickets, like much closer than I've been in years. And so when we're walking into the arena, we didn't go left to the escalator. I'm sure you guys might be familiar with, like, to go up to the 300 level. We went right.
Yeah.
And then like 4 seconds later, immediately get tapped on the shoulder by this guy. He's like, are you interested in participating in the free throw shot challenge, then half court if you make it? I'm like, of course. Obviously, that's ridiculous. Thank you for asking me. They just said go down to the court with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. I did that, and you know, obviously everything happened from there. But yeah, that's how they approached me.
Man, it's surreal.
Yeah.
Anybody want to hit him with a question here?
Yeah, I mean, I could start off, I guess, because it's where he ended off. So my question to you, Jake, is, you know, when you got onto the court and, you know, it was the time to shoot, what was going through your head? I'm sure it was racing a mile a minute. You know, I've never shot a basketball in front of that many people before, so I got to know how it felt.
Yeah, definitely me neither. I'll say I was less surprised by the crowd noise and all that because of being a roughneck. I've been on the OU field a lot, so it wasn't my first time, I guess, being in front of a big crowd like that. Definitely still overwhelming. I mean, crazy. But the free throw shots, I mean, still very nervous. I don't know if the clips are out there of the free throw shots, but I did not make very many.
Yeah.
Like, especially I've played a decent amount of basketball in my life, and that was not very representative of that.
I'm sure.
I made like 4 free throws. I think maybe took 2, 3, 4 in 24 seconds. I think, not a super impressive showing. Yeah, I hadn't been to a court in months, but definitely, I wasn't very warmed up. I'll say that. I didn't need to be for the half court though. Yeah.
Right. So like when you got to the half court line, you were just locked in, ready to go.
Yeah, it's a really weird feeling, and it sounds kind of, you know, arrogant or whatever, like overconfident, I guess, to say it. But I knew it was a big moment. That's the moment that I've been thinking about since they asked me if I wanted to shoot the free throw shots.
Right.
That's what I was already focused on. And so when you get the ball at half court, Rumble did this kind of funny thing where he like took me on the head and like gave me a head bump. I was like, you got this, dude. I said, I got this, Rumble. And then, I don't know, just from there, don't really remember a lot about that moment, but just tried to like focus. I told all my friends, the shot looks so bad, the form is so terrible, but there's this little wrist movement that I did at the end that just felt really right. And so it bounced off the rim, and the whole crowd thought that I was going to miss. I was like, nah, it still feels good.
Thought it was rolling out.
Yeah, everyone thought it was missing, and I was like, that still feels right. I don't know. It was weird. I felt pretty confident.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
That is awesome. They're gonna make a movie about you, man. I swear.
Dude, I just watched Thunderstruck yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys are probably yeah.
That's what happened. Bro got Shay's powers.
Yeah, I know.
Parallel.
It's so crazy. I grew up watching that movie all the time. Like that was
Yeah.
the DVD on in the back of the car thing. It's like, oh man, that would be so cool one day if that happened to me. You never think it's gonna happen to you. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
We
still
are-
just like disbelief. It's crazy.
That's so awesome. Jack, you want to go next?
Yeah, what advice would you give to someone who's about to do the same thing you did?
Oh
If
man,
they're nervous or
I guess the other thing is you just have to beat the other guy at least at the free throws. The other guy was so nice. I got to talk to him a lot for before it. I did unfortunately forget his name, but he was such a nice guy. I got to talk to the PA announcer too. He's a great guy. But no, the free throws actually didn't matter too much. I guess just focus really hard on the half court, and you should be good.
yeah.
That was the main thing running through my head. So I'm glad I at least just the opportunity to take the shot is ridiculous. I'm ridiculously fortunate. So I guess just get lucky enough to take the shot and then be focused on it.
Yeah. Landon?
Yeah.
All right. So if you were to go into an empty gym, go to the half court line and just start shooting half court shots, how many attempts do you think it would take you to make one?
That's really funny that you asked that because me and my roommate wanted to do that the other day. We went to the we tried to go to the OU gym to see if I was just good at half courts or if I got really lucky, and all the courts were taken. So I can't give you an answer yet.
Oh,
I think that's better though because maybe I need a prediction. I looked it up, and I think the average chance was 1 in 40. So I think if I had to shoot until I would make one, I bet it'd be around like 15 to 20. I would guess. Definitely got pretty lucky.
That's
But-
really reasonable.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's around average. I don't think I'm a very above average half court shooter. I think I definitely got pretty lucky.
Man. Yeah, in your post game or post shot interview, you mentioned that you were going to put the money towards your girlfriend in college. How's that going so far?
It's funny because so some of the popular clips that got taken from that shot cut off the PA announcer, and it only shows when he says, "I'm going to spend it on my girlfriend." So all the comments are like, "He better not spend all that money on his girlfriend." And I promise I'm not. I love her very much, and I definitely will be taking her out to a nice dinner. But that's the main thing is I'll take her out. There's a place in Norman called Legends, which is an Italian restaurant we went to for last Valentine's Day, but can't go there very often because the check was pretty.
Yeah.
It gets up there. We haven't been there since then, so definitely need to take her back to there. Just treat her nice because she's done a lot for me. So I really love her, and then definitely at least reimburse my friend who got me the ticket for that game. At least reimburse him for that, and then probably take him
Wow.
out to a steakhouse or something.
Man,
Very nice.
what a guy. What a guy.
Rest of it's I probably won't see for years. I just know it's smart to put it in an index fund.
Smart.
But
Very smart.
yeah,
Joe,
we'll
you
level
want to hit
it
him?
down.
Yeah, Joe, you want to hit him with another one?
Yeah, so this one's actually coming from our guy Joey, who wasn't able to make it tonight. He was all over the horns down celebration. He needs to know what was the instinct that just right away you were ripping horns down.
Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of dumb to think when you're sitting in the stands and you get asked to do free throw shots, and then if you win, you can shoot a half court shot. It's kind of dumb to sit in the stands and think about what you might do if you hit the half court shot, because the chances of that happening are so low. Obviously, I
Right.
got very lucky, but I was already thinking about it. I thought it was funny that we were playing the Mavericks, and obviously I'm a roughneck. I got to represent.
Very nice.
Lots of reasons for me to throw horns down in that moment, and I think that it was just too fitting.
Yeah.
I've seen some Texas fans pretty mad about that, but more than anything, I'm glad to see a lot of Oklahoma natives pretty happy that I did it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's more overwhelmingly positive for me is I just like seeing representing Oklahoma and seeing all the people commenting about it, seeing that it made them happy. That's the biggest thing for me is I'm very happy that I got to make that many people smile. And if I go back and watch the videos or anything, I'm always looking at the crowd reactions, just being happy that I made that many people jump
Yeah.
out of their seats and smile and clap. It's pretty great.
That's
Yeah.
super cool. We had another guy, our editor Kai, who also wanted me to ask you a question. He said in the clip, it kind of looks like they gave you what looked like an outdoor ball.
Yeah.
He said that somebody should ask you if it was an outdoor ball and how it affected the way you had to shoot.
It was. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I feel like that might have been a little secret of theirs.
Oh, he kind of read it.
Because when we were shooting the free throw shots, all the free throw balls were very well aired up and great like basketballs, on-court basketballs, and I'm shooting from the rack and everything. And then I grabbed the last ball that I hadn't gotten the shot like up, and whenever they confirmed that I was going to be shooting the half-court shot, I grabbed that ball and started walking toward midcourt, and they stopped me. And like Rumble had the outdoor ball. I was like, throw that other one away. You want this one? I was like, okay, I trust you, I guess.
Dude, that's
And my working theory would be that the outdoor ball has a friendlier bounce, which definitely helped me because obviously I had to bounce off the rim.
Definitely.
I'm not complaining at all, and I don't think there's a reason I wouldn't be able to say that. I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that. It's still a half court shot, but you know, kind of smart, kind of interesting they did that.
That is interesting for sure.
Yeah. I only saw like one other comment about that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, when Kai pointed that out, I was like, "That's interesting."
Yeah, good eye. I saw a couple people like, why did they give him the outdoor ball for that one?
That's crazy.
I think it probably helped me though. Yeah.
Jack or Landon, one of you guys want to hit him with another one?
Yeah,
Take it away.
What was it like
Love it, Jack.
just going back to your seat and watching the rest of the game? Like, were people talking to you, or did you go back to your seat?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see. So after the half court shot, I got brought back to the tunnel where the players run out, and I got to talk to the PA announcer again, a bunch of people from Mid First and the Thunder like organization. Very friendly, very awesome people, and they directed me back to my seats, or just followed me back to my seats. And I sat down with my friend again, who like was so excited for me. My favorite angle of the whole thing is my friend's shot because he freaks out. And we had met. We'd started talking to these two guys on either side of us during the game. Actually got pretty friendly with them. And then whenever we got back to the seats, they were all over me too. Just being like, they met me like 30 minutes ago, but they were so happy for me. So it's just so cool to see the community like that, just be so invested in it. And then same thing with, you mean like watching the rest of the game? I mean, it's pretty difficult too after that because I went down with 5 minutes left in the first. I think it was the first time out in the second quarter, and I probably didn't even register a moment in the rest of the game until after halftime.
Yeah.
I didn't even really get to see any of it because you sit down, your phone's blowing up, you got posted on NBA, you got posted on Bleacher Report, and then we're walking, the aisle where people walk is right in front of our seats, and so everyone would walk by, and they would see people in front of them high-fiving me, and we go, oh, that's the guy who just hit it. So, like, for 5 or 10 minutes afterward, everyone who walked by would be like, dude, nice shot. I was like,
It's awesome, man.
it's so weird to see that many people just like stop to acknowledge you.
Landon, you want to go?
I assume since you're a Thunder fan, you could probably answer this question. It's just a general one. Who are like 2 or 3 of your favorite all-time Thunder players?
See, this is the part where I need to pull someone very random so that I can prove myself as a real Thunder fan.
Hell yeah.
Let me go Alex Abrinas.
Dude, I was talking about him a couple episodes ago.
Wait, Anthony Morrow. Anthony
There you
Morrow
go.
is
I
up
like
there.
that
Ooh.
There you
And
go.
Want to go actual favorite? Probably Russ. I grew up on
There it
Russ,
is.
and
There
then
it is.
SGA would be up there now,
Fair
but
enough.
obviously, but
Fair
very
enough.
nostalgic towards some of those old guys. It was like 2015, 14 teams were awesome.
Yeah, for
Those are
sure.
great polls. Great polls right there, Morrow and Abrinas.
Yeah. Since we're kind of hitting you with some Thunder questions now, my question to you is, what's one of your favorite like moments or memories as a Thunder fan from other than hitting the $20,000 shot there?
Yeah, that'll be a good one for a while, 100%. Favorite memories? My mind would probably go back to that game winner that Westbrook hit back in the day against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I think it was during his
MVP season.
Yeah, it was during his MVP season.
Yep.
It was just a great game too.
Yep.
It was just during a time where my whole family was extremely invested in like watching the games every single night.
Yeah.
I can't say I watch every single game every single night anymore, but that like I know we were at that point, and so seeing that live was definitely very, very awesome. And just seeing like that team play together, watching Westbrook play on TV, it was such a special time. He was so cool to watch, and then to win MVP was awesome. I think that was kind of like his MVP moment, I guess, would be that shot against the Nuggets. So I'd have to say that.
Yeah, and just
Absolutely.
carrying off of Gabe's question, since we're talking about pretty much just Thunder memories here, I just want to speak about the future. What are your expectations for the rest of this season? Are we going to win it all or what?
I think we have a really good chance to. Actually, I think last season we started getting projected for it. People started saying we had a good chance of winning it. I didn't super believe in it yet, because I thought our roster wasn't quite there. We were still pretty young, not a lot of playoff experience. And then we get in this year. We've been in the playoffs now. Had a pretty, obviously a very competitive series with Dallas, and now make a couple additions like iHeart and all those guys. I love Isaiah Hartenstein. I think he was like the exact pickup that we needed, and Caruso obviously is this exact same way. So I think I'd give us like the second best odds behind the Celtics just because they just won it and not much changed with them. But I think we're going to be in there with the Celtics, and then it's anyone's game there.
Definitely fair. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. You're preaching to the choir talking about Hart and Caruso, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love those guys. I was so excited when they got them.
Yeah, for sure.
I was treating Isaiah Hartenstein in the offseason. I was like listening on the radio, seeing if we were going to get him because all the rumors were popping up. I was treating him like it was off-season Paul George.
Yeah.
I just going like, are we going to get him? Because I know he'd be so good he was such a great fit.
Yep. You kind of mentioned a couple years ago your family was really big into Thunder games. How did they react to you hitting that shot?
It's so funny. I'm fortunate enough to have really, really great parents who love me a lot. And so we have a group chat with our whole family. And that was one of the first things I made sure to check whenever I got a second to get back to my seat. It was so funny. My brother, my dad, my mom all texting like, I heard he made it because I texted in the group chat before the half court saying, I'm taking the half court shot tonight. Like I'm going to be in the competition at least to try it. I said, that's so cool. My dad texted me and gave me a whole spiel about, listen, Jake, this is such an awesome moment. Don't worry about if you make it or not. This is what a life moment for you to be able to take the shot. Don't be focused on if you're going to make it. Don't think about the money. And then I made it exactly. And then the text that he sent back immediately afterward was like, probably not going to cuss on here, but he was like, you little, like acting like you made me say all that stuff for nothing, and then you just made it anyway. So I think that's probably my favorite reaction is my dad saying that. It was really funny to read that afterward. But my mom was all over it. They sent me all the accounts that had posted it. So happy for me and everything. It was really, really great.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I think we'll give you one more question before we let you go. So, I mean, does anybody want the last one here? I don't really.
Got it.
Yep, you got it, Landon.
So obviously Nick Gallo is the post-game interview guy for the Thunder. I seen the clip that he interviewed you after the shot. Was that expected or did that come as a shock to you?
No, that was ridiculous. That was one of the most surprising parts of it. I was actually a little starstruck, which I don't know. I just see him in so many clips, and I love the clips of all the players messing with him. So they pulled me aside. I didn't see him at all before he was right next to me asking to look at the camera. And I turned around. I'm like, what in the world? Like I made eye contact with him. Like, you're actually about to interview me, like on this camera. And so he got into it. Like I barely remember what I said. At that moment I was so overwhelmed. In the video, I kept like doing this. I was trying to catch my breath.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what was happening. And then my mom said one thing. The only thing I regret about all that stuff is that I didn't bark to Nick Gallo. Yeah.
Nice.
They sensed it, and I was like, oh, I missed it. That was my chance.
I can't, say that I would have done it either. I wouldn't even. I probably wouldn't have been able to speak to him at the moment. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, seriously, man, we really appreciate you agreeing to come on. It's really cool to see we're all Thunder fans here. It's just so cool to see a loyal fan to the state, come out and knock down that shot. That's just so awesome, man. We're really that's great.
Yeah, it's so awesome, and it's so unreal. I mean, thank you guys so much for having me on. It's so unreal to never think I'm going to be on a Thunder fan podcast. No reason to be on it, or to be on a social media post with like 3 million views. You never think it's going to be you. So this is all very surreal. I'm just very thankful for this whole thing. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you.
So
thank you,
absolutely.
Man. We appreciate you, man.
I was going to say it means more than you know, man. We're very grateful for it. All right, guys, this is the second part of the episode here. We're just going to do a little preview over the upcoming Warriors game. So if anybody wants to go ahead and start with a point they have, feel free.
I guess I'll start then. So I was looking it up. OKC's been doing their thing. Golden State has actually lost 3 out of their last 4, and if you go into a bigger scale, it's even worse than that. It kind of scares me a little, knowing that when a team isn't playing so hot, and they're a good team, a team of their caliber has fallen all the way down to the 11th seed, and we're going into Golden State, it's going to be a tough game. Mm-hmm. But like I say, every time this OKC Thunder team is at a different level. If they execute and play their game, they should have no problem.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. On this season, we're 1-1 against them. First game we lost, Chet went out, so that was that issue. Second game we won by 4, so kind of hard to look back at these games and really determine much. I mean, first game could have gone completely different, assuming Chet doesn't go out. So it's hard to really look back, but I agree, Joe. I think we're on a different level this year. The Warriors are just below 500 at 22 and 23. While Curry is, I mean, he's having a good season, but he's not. It's not quite the Curry level, The older he gets, the more the more evident it becomes that he's nearing retirement age. I mean, he's not there yet, but so obviously I'm concerned for him. But other than that, I mean, I really think we can take care of business against these guys. I think we match up pretty well. Having Hart healthy, having Dort be questionable, that's where I'm a little concerned. If we have Dort, obviously, I feel much better. I would lean pretty heavy that we pull the win off. Even without him, though, I think we step up. I think this is a game where I don't know why this is a prediction I got here, but I think this is a game where we see another really good game out of J-Dub. He's been on a great roll. I can just see him responding here with another great game. So I just want to see our main duo, Shea and J-Dub, take care of business offensively.
Well, he has great matchups coming in. They don't have great defensive guards. Kuminga's going to be out, and Kuminga's a guy who always gives OKC some problems when we do play them, just because like you said, Dort being questionable would be huge. We don't need Curry, having a throwback Steph Curry game. Just got to keep him under control, and we should be fine.
Yeah, big game
All right.
for our guard defenders, Case and them.
I also think this is the game that we make a statement. I think we win by a good margin, but we have to cover the 3. They have 2 guys that come to mind, Andrew Wiggins and Buddy Hield. I think they're both shooting over 37%, if I'm not mistaken. We have to be rotating around on defense and cover the 3.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after last game where that was the sole killer of the last game is we just kept leaving people open, and that was against a bad team that couldn't shoot.
Right.
So
Oh,
can't do
and
that.
I'm also going to say it seems to be a trend tonight, but like you said, Landon, Hield and Wiggins, another 2 guys who love to play against OKC. I don't know their career stats against OKC, but they always have great games against us.
Especially Wiggins.
Yes,
Always been a
Wiggins.
notable Thunder killer.
Yep.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
So Dort and Kaysen, hopefully Dort plays, Kaysen plays his game, Caruso. Listen, we match up well. We match up great.
Yeah, we
Just
do.
got to execute.
So
For sure.
we have the perfect guard defenders for them.
Mm-hmm.
We have multiple defenders we can go to on the perimeter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just
I think-
communication. They have to be talking, communicate.
Yep.
Be
Yes.
there.
Yes, for sure. I think another important thing is it's while I did talk about Curry having this lesser year, it's pretty undeniable that he's going to affect the game heavily in one way or another. So just keep those role players, do whatever we can to keep those role players away from their spots. Like you kind of talked about staying on the 3-point line to keep Wiggins and Hield off. At the same time, Wiggins is a great mid-range shooter. He gets to his spots in the mid-range and he hits some tough shots. Not like J-Dub, but kind of same thing where he takes these really contested middies and can finish pretty damn good. I mean, Wiggins is an underrated player. I think a lot of people underrate that, and we were talking about, especially against the Thunder, it can be tough. So I think Hart plays a big role here too. Hart needs to hold his ground, really defend the paint, and make sure I mean, if they're guarding their center, I believe it's Kevon Looney,
Or Jackson.
or it might be Jackson Davis, whoever it is. I'm not too worried about their shooting, so he can sag back a bit. I mean, it's okay for him to really hold down the paint. So I think if we can just execute paint defense and keep that within the 3-point line, if we can just keep that paint area as well, just well monitored, I think the offense will do the rest by itself.
Building off what you said about the Steph Curry thing, I think reverse to what we normally do, which is force the ball out of the superstar's hands. Probably be more one-on-one with Curry and deny the pass away, just so that we don't have another game where a random role player kills us and we want to rip our eyes out again. So
Yeah.
Actually, I also wanted to bring up. I was very hesitant to bring it up, but we mentioned that Chet got hurt in the first game. We were talking earlier. It wasn't Caruso who got hurt in the second game. It was actually Dub with his ankle. He missed the whole second half. So hopefully having a more healthy team.
Don't curse us, Joe.
I'm not cursing us. I'm not cursing us. I'm just saying having a more healthy team coming into this third game, with Hartenstein playing as many games as he has now, we shouldn't run into many problems. Hartenstein, 14 points, 14 rebounds last game. It was still only like, what was it? I think his first week still playing with the team. So I'm hoping double digits. I'm hoping double digit win.
I agree. Kind of going back to what Jack said there about really forcing one-on-one with Curry. I think I've been seeing this ridiculous rhetoric that Shea is just an okay defender. So I think this game could really be this showcase where we can see Shea one-on-one with Curry. I mean, if we get switched, that's okay. You know how much we switch. We have the guards that can do it. But I think Shea understands the importance of every matchup, but this is one where he's really gotta. If he's matched up on Curry, I think I fully trust him. So I agree, Jack. I think he should be. We should stay one-on-one with him, and I'd love to see Shea really in his element tonight, or not tonight, that night in the game, just defensively, just keeping Curry where we want him for the most part.
I think the key to the game, obviously, you go, Landon.
Oh, as Thunder fans, I think our wish should be that the Jazz replicate the same thing they did against us. So the Warriors keep it close. So they're fatigued coming into Wednesday, so they have a harder game against us because the Thunder are coming in with a few days of rest.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, I was going to mention something similar about the back-to-back for the Warriors. So just get on them early, and they'll just decline in the second half.
Yep.
And we're a great second half team. So
I'm also very curious if Lou wasn't to play. I hope he does, but who gets the nod? We were talking about this last night. Is it Wiggins? Is it Joe, who's been playing pretty great for us? So that's something to keep an eye on. I just want to keep an eye on the rotation again too, to see how Mark adjusts, and hopefully it's better than it has been.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, we can end it there if you guys are okay with that, unless anyone else wants to throw in one last thought.
We need to come out of halftime strong. The Warriors are 1-20 when trailing after the third quarter. So if we can get a lead after the third quarter, they might be a little down on themselves, and then it's our ball game.
Yeah, yep, got the stats on our side on that one. So
you want to talk about a curse or a jinx? There's another one.
yeah, here comes fourth quarter Curry.
However, as quoted by Joe in the first episode, this team is too good for curses and jinx. So I absolutely agree with that, Joe. So yeah, well, thank you guys for listening to the episode. We hope you guys enjoyed not only the interview, but as well as the little look forward to the Warriors game. So make sure you guys check the socials, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
And thunder up, baby. Let's go.